The Patriots looking to clinch a spot in the postseason for the 11th straight year, while Tom Brady tries to pass Peyton Manning for most touchdown passes of all time. And in case you didn't hear, the state championship football games, they were pretty good. We'll revisit those impressive performances right now on Sports Sunday.
From WFSB, this is Sports Sunday. Now, here's Elliot Polikoff.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Sunday, only here on Channel 3. We're glad you're joining us tonight. I'm Elliot Polikoff. We're also going to check in on the Hartford Athletic, and as Eli Manning played his last game at MetLife Stadium. But we're going to begin with a team that is dominating all the headlines for all sorts of reasons. I'm talking the New England Patriots. First, you throw in a two-game losing streak, and then you add in Spygate 2. And it's already been an eventful week for New England before today's game even kicked off against Cincinnati. But the Bengals? Nah, there's no way the Pats would have any issues with Cincy. The division title, home field advantage, there's just too much on the line, right? Plus, no offense, Pats fans, but losing to a team like the Bengals after all this news about filming the team last week, that would be pretty embarrassing. New England gets off to a good start, though, thanks to James White going 23 yards to pay dirt, but that Patriots defense, it did not follow the offense's lead. Cincinnati responded by marching right down the field and answering with a score of their own, 7-7 game, and the Pats only led by 3 at the half. Third quarter, New England gets to do a little bit of a rhythm. Tom Brady finding the rookie N'Keal Harry for the 7-yard touchdown, 20-10, Pats on top. And then that Patriots defense finally starts to show up. Stephon Gilmore already had one interception. He snags another, and he takes it 64 yards the other way. That will break things wide open, 27-10. New England making their presence felt on both sides of the ball and really doing what they should be doing to a 1-12 team. Two-score game in the fourth. Rex Burkhead putting this one on ice. What a run. 33 yards, dukes a couple of Bengals defenders. And it took a little while, but New England wins big, 34-13. Tom Brady threw 2 touchdown passes. He is still one behind Peyton Manning for most all time. But the big story of the day was the defense. 4 interceptions, including 2 by Stephon Gilmore.
First one I kind of knew the route. Kind of got me off the line, but I knew the route, so I undercut it and made a good play. And the second one, kind of knew the route too, and was able to jump it. We had a blitz coverage, so I knew that the pressure was going to get there and was able to make the play.
Next up for the Pats, the big AFC East showdown against Buffalo next Saturday. The New York Giants facing another AFC East team, the Miami Dolphins, this afternoon, in a game that was important for a whole different reason. As Giants fans know all too well, they entered the day with the second worst record in the league. So a lot of New York fans want Eli and company to just keep losing so that they can get that top 2 draft pick. Early on, Miami looking like they would help the G-men out in that regard. But here comes Eli, hooking up with Golden Tate. And what a job by Tate to not only make the grab, but stay on his feet and take it 51 yards for 6. That deserves another look. Bobbling, spinning, doesn't matter. Tate gets it done, 7-7 game. Third quarter, Giants down 3. Eli Manning staying poised in the pocket, finding Darius Slayton for the score, and New York takes the lead. And then with the Dolphins pinned back deep in their own territory, Giants defense coming up big. The tackle in the backfield for the safety. Eli Manning, he didn't have his best day, but he made big throws when he needed to for the Giants on offense. This one to Sterling Shepard. Puts the Giants right on the doorstep. Next play, Saquon Barkley bounces to the outside. Nobody there to tackle him. And I'm not sure this is a good thing for Giants fans, but the Giants get the win, 36-20, their third of the year.
The team was obviously needed a win, just for the morale and to kind of keep things going, and it's just tough. But today, we obviously were able to put it all together. Defense played great offensively, ran the ball well, hit enough big plays in the passing game, did enough good things.
Giants at the Redskins next Sunday. Taking a look at some of the other notable games around the NFL. The final Raiders game in Oakland, one to forget for Raider Nation. Jacksonville takes the lead with under a minute to go on the touchdown pass from Gardner Minshew to Chris Conley. Derek Carr's Hail Mary heave as time expires. No good. John Gruden can't get to Las Vegas quick enough. Staying in the Bay Area, wild finish to the 49ers-Falcons game. 5 seconds left. Atlanta down 5, and it looks like Julio Jones comes up just short of the goal line with the Falcons out of timeouts. But on replay, Julio breaking that plane, and the 49ers lose a heartbreaker 29-22. So clearly, we're in the thick of football season right now, but it's also never too early to start thinking about the other kind of football, especially when you're a team like the Hartford Athletic that's starting a new regime this upcoming season. The The Athletic hosting open tryouts today, and to say a lot of people showed up, that would be an understatement. There were scrimmages going on all over the Farmington Sports Arena, and this is the first chance new Athletic head coach Rodney Jaidi has gotten to see what the local soccer scene is like in the Nutmeg State. It's also a chance for some standout local young players, like Alfonso Vasquez, to show what he can do. Vasquez is still a senior at Windham High School, but he's just wrapping up a prep career where he became Connecticut's all-time leading goal scorer. There's a goal right there by him, and the chance to potentially follow up a high school career with a pro contract, it's exciting.
My goal is to try to play for this team actually and then move forward. My parents just keep telling me to don't give up, and that's it.
Alfonso is one of the players that struck my eyes, and I think, he has potential. There is area to improve on, and I see the opportunity in him. So he could be a heart for the athletic future. And this is what all about, as I said, this opportunity, for the local and for the local boys.
Any soccer enthusiasts that feel like they missed out on this experience earlier today, don't worry about it. There's going to be a few more chances to make the Athletic in the near future. We're not even close to being done with this edition of Sports Sunday. When we return, we're going to take a look at the best moments from this weekend's state title games. And man, there were a lot to choose from. Newtown fans, I think there's one in particular that might come to mind. All that straight ahead.
You're watching Sports Sunday on Channel 3.
Welcome back to Sports Sunday. I'm Elliot Polikoff. The fall sports season officially in the books, and man, Championship Saturday in football did not disappoint. Record-setting offensive performances, last-second wins, all that more than made up for all these games taking place basically in the twilight zone. Talking about the fog, more on that in a minute. First, the game that everyone wanted to see in Class L, top-seeded St. Joe's taking on second-seeded Daniel Hand. The two top-ranked teams in the state playing a game that went down to the wire. In the end, though, the Cadets outlast the Tigers 17-13 for their third straight state title in 3 different classes, no less. These guys definitely earned the top spot in the state.
But our kids, they wanted this since day one. They played as hard as they can. We were relentless all day on both sides of the ball. And, we had Jaden. I think Jaden's the difference on offense.
We did Class S, Class M, Class L. We came out and balled. Dog fight. We did our thing. It's been a great career for me. Going to the state finals 4 times and winning 3-peating. This is just awesome.
From a team that's very used to winning state titles to a team that has never won one. The Weston Trojans scored on the very first play of the game against Kinley and never looked back en route to a 27-6 win. And they get that Class M title finally. And this is a Trojans team that outscored its opponents 113-12 in the postseason. They were on a mission to bring a banner back to Weston. And now they can say they did it.
It means everything. I've been working 4 years in high school, man. I started the second year I could play, and in youth we had 1 win for all of our youth years. We were terrible. Then we got into high school and we worked hard, and it's incredible. It's surreal, honestly. I can't explain it.
So we're taking a look at the Class L and Class M games that took place out in New Britain. Now it's time to shift our attention to the games that were played out in Trumbull. 2 thrillers that played out in 2 very different ways. In Class S, high-flying Bloomfield looking to cap off an unbeaten year with a win over Sheehan in the title game. Warhawks get on the board first. Darren Bryden to a wide-open Anthony Simpson for the 22-yard score, 7-0 Bloomfield. Warhawks up 14-0 late in the first quarter. Sheehan finally gets on the board. Kyle Simmons to Jordan Davis. Titans still down 7. But Bloomfield immediately with an answer. Bryden to Simpson, just refusing to go down. 49 yards, 20-7 after the extra point was no good. These teams' defenses entered the game as 2 of the best. Just not much you can do with so many explosive players on offense. Jordan Davis again, wide open, 21-20. The Titans take their first lead after the extra point. Then Anthony Simpson gives Bloomfield the lead right back. He had 10 catches for 174 yards. But right before the half, Kyle Simmons put Sheehan on top on the quarterback keeper, 28-27, and we still got a whole other half of football. Second half, Shakur Hill with a nice cut, 15-yard burst into the end zone, Bloomfield back on top. But the Warhawks had no answer for Jordan Davis, only had 4 catches, but they went for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. He added another touchdown on the ground as the Titans erupt in the second half to win it 64-33, their first state title since 1985.
we made playoffs the last 2 years before this, and we're like, nah, we're sick of just being mediocre and making the playoffs. We want that ring, and through the year that was in the back of our head, and we're here.
This is SEC football, and we're something legit here. Sheer football is legit. We knew that we had the talent to do it. We knew once we started pounding them, they weren't going to be able to handle us, and that showed in the second half. I told them I loved them, and we did it, and we did it together. And it's all about we around here. This isn't a one-man show by any sense of the word. This is collectively everyone that's involved with this program. It's special, and everybody has a piece of it.
Next up was the Class Double-L state title game between top-seeded Newtown and the 3-seed Darien. The Blue Wave took the lead in the second quarter. Peter Graham finding Ryan Mulliken in the back of the end zone, 7-0 Darien. And that was the score until midway through the fourth quarter. Fog just pouring into the stadium, hard to see anything. Third and long, John Street to Riley Ward, 75 yards. And you might not be able to see it, but I can promise you, Ward scores on the play, 7-7 game. Darien gets the ball back in Newtown territory, but on 4th and 1, they come up short. Newtown takes over with less than a minute to go in the game. 3.3 seconds left. The Nighthawks need a miracle to win it in regulation. And 7 years to the day of the Sandy Hook shooting, Street and Ward hooking up again as time expires. Newtown wins it 13-7. Ben Pinto, a senior linebacker for the Nighthawks, and he made a whole lot of big plays today. Ben's brother Jack was one of those killed in the shooting, and I guarantee that Jack is smiling right now as Ben's Nighthawks win their first state title since 1992.
That was a crazy game. My guys played hard. I'm about to go celebrate. It feels so good for the whole community, the whole town. I mean, we really needed this, especially on a day like today. It's just an unbelievable win for an unbelievable town. I'm not going to Disneyland, but I just want to spend as much time with these guys as possible. I always tell the kids, the worst thing is when I got to see them the next school day when their season's over and you come up short. It's going to be a whole different feeling for these seniors as I see them every day at school, and I get to smile and know we did it, we won the state championship.
To all the state champs, and just a programming reminder, the Frenzy returns this winter. We're taking a couple weeks off for the holidays, but we'll be right back with the season debut of Friday Night Frenzy on Friday, January 10th. All the winter sports leading up to championship weekend. As always, Fridays at 11:15, right here only on Channel 3. All right, before we wrap things up, we talked football, we talked soccer, let's talk some baseball. The Red Sox have hosted plenty of ring ceremonies over the years, but never one quite like this. A pair of die-hard Connecticut Sox fans got the surprise of a lifetime. That's because one Newington couple actually got the chance to tie the knot at Fenway. Talk about a home run for Drew and Shannon Lanthier, but this wasn't the first time the Red Sox have played a part in the couple's love story.
We were able to go to the World Series in 18 for Game 1, and when they won that game, and I kind of told myself when we were here, like I had one of those moments to myself where I was like, if the Red Sox win the World Series, I'm going to propose to Shannon. When the Red Sox get their ring, she's going to get her ring.
I think that it's like, he's been coming here forever. He took me to my first Red Sox game. Then we got proposed to. Now we have our son, and we're going to take him here his whole life and just make it a really special place for our family.
It's not surprising that Drew and Shannon also got engaged at Fenway Park on opening day. The Boston Red Sox reached out last week and told Drew and Shannon they were picked for more than a dozen couples as part of the Gift of Sox campaign, where the organization fulfills wishes of fans. Congrats to the happy couple. All right, that'll do it for tonight for this edition of Sports Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to our producer, Mark Fedrukowski, our director, Dario Munatone, and the entire rest of the crew. We're going to leave you with one last look at Championship Saturday. It was a good one. I'm Elliot Polikoff. Have a great week, everybody.